from the developers who brought you the critically acclaimed Dishonored series, as well as the multi-award-winning Deathloop. Prepare yourselves for the stunningly beautiful, open-world, always-online, single-player, co-op looter-shooter vampire-killing game. Welcome to Redfall, where the vampires aren't the only thing that sucks. It's the game. The game fucking sucks. For Microsoft to tout Redfall as Bethesda's first exclusive next-gen game is honestly just an embarrassment to the company. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know it isn't the worst game to come out this year.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
But that's not what we're here to talk about today. So we're going to go over my experience playing Redfall and how truly god-awful this game really is. As soon as I boot up the game for the first time, it started skipping frames. I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt because I was thinking, hey, you know, maybe it's got to compile shaders or whatever. The problem persists throughout the whole time I was playing the video game. It just never fucking stopped. It didn't matter if I was walking, sprinting, crouching, inside, outside. There were a lot of things by me. There weren't a lot of things by me. It didn't matter. I was skipping and dropping frames. The micro stuttering in this video game is ridiculous. And I have a pretty decent rig too. I got a 3080 Ti and an Intel i7-12700K. In my mind, I don't think that I should be experiencing mad frame drops and frame rates like this. It boggled my mind.
Quite a view from up here. Redfall certainly looks
like ass. Chat, let's take a peek at Redfall right now. Like I said earlier, I was playing the game with the graphics cranked up on high, so God only knows how awful this game truly looked when the graphics were set any lower than that. The foliage always looked like it was trying to invoke seizures. When you highlighted an object in the world, its resolution immediately dropped to 1 pixel. Sometimes, textures wouldn't load. That fucking hurt. Whoa, look at this texture, bro. What the fuck is going on here? Sometimes, objects would float. That tape was floating in midair. Whoa, just like that baseball. Check out this really cool destruction animation. Did you guys just watch that thing collapse in front of us in fucking 2 FPS? Oh, brother. But the true cracks begin to show once a light is shined on the problem. Kill me! Oh my god, this looks fucking awful. Oh my god, look at these fucking textures. This game looks like ass, bro. Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh my
the sun is up, I suppose.
Oh my god, look at how fucking ugly this is, bro. Needless to say, the game looks really, really bad, and no amount of DLSS or AI-generated frames or ray tracing technology will fix this abomination. In all fairness, I guess it could have been worse. The story of Redfall is really hard for me to pinpoint because it was so lackluster and uninspiring that after 8 hours of gameplay, I only know that there was just a super shady medical corporation that was controlled by vampires or some shit. Then all hell broke loose, and they raised a sea barrier around the town, which just so happened to contain a ferry with one of the 4 playable characters who is gonna save the town. All right, I'm sure you're thinking, Mike, of course there's ways to figure out the story. Just watch the cutscenes, or go talk to some of the NPCs who've lived through this horrific event. Or maybe, just maybe, you'll find some useful notes laid throughout the town. Well, I'll let you know how that went for me. Before I played the game myself, I heard people dogging the cutscenes, and after watching the first cutscene, which has been playing on the screen right now, I was like, you know what? This ain't that bad. But let me tell you what. it gets a lot worse. Directly after you finish the first mission, this is the cutscene that you're greeted with. Is there any talking? Because I'm going to skip this if there's no talking.
Here we are, diviners, on Redfall, Massachusetts.
That's right. For completing the first mission, you get a 1 minute and 15-second unanimated, unvoiced cutscene. If my face doesn't convey how I truly felt in that moment, I don't know what will. That doesn't mean every cutscene wasn't voiced. They did try their best to try and make you feel something.
My mother died 5 years ago.
That's sad, bro.
Cancer. It's terrible to say, but I'm glad she's not here to see what's happening to Redfall. She loved this place. Loved me.
You know, at least she's not playing the game. Am I right, guy? So since we're on the subject of NPCs, I'm sure they have really interesting dialogue to listen to. Rare item? No, it's a flare gun, dog. Flare gun fucking sucks. Interesting conversation we're having here. It doesn't matter if you're 5 minutes in or 8 hours into the game. If you talk to an NPC, you can expect this response. So now we've established that you don't really learn too much from the cutscenes, and you don't really learn too much from the NPCs. But what do you learn from the notes? Who doesn't? Yeah, we don't care.
I have a feeling I'll be needing this.
We don't care. Oh, oh yeah, all right. About that. So there's two types of notes that you get when you're playing. A giant text dump with no real relevant information or story points, or a line or two with no real relevant information or story points. So at that point, I had to make the tough decision to skip out on reading notes. That way I didn't have to prolong my suffering. As you start your adventure in Redfall, you get to pick one of the 4 characters that was on the stranded ferry in the sea barrier. All of them equipped with their own special abilities that they just have for some reason that you may or may not ever use. That's foreshadowing, guys. After you pick your character, you're dropped off on the ferry where you're shown a cutscene of a vampire eating a crew member. Then they're scared off by the main villain. She then confronts you, but she doesn't kill you because she needs you for reasons. A solar flare occurs and burns her skin off. Then she runs off too. And now our journey begins. This is a tutorial area where you can learn some of the basic mechanics like running, looting, healing, how to melee, how to interact with stuff. But once you make it off the ferry is where the real fun begins. Out in the open world is where you'll learn how the gunplay works and feels. You'll also learn other things like how to vault, slide, and climb ladders. All that stuff is great and fun until it's not. You would think that a highly used mechanic such as mantling and vaulting wouldn't have any problems. I hate to break it to you, but... Oh, what the fuck? Oh man, this reminds me of Call of Duty, bro. Can't get up these tiny little rocks. Nope. Nope. Nope, that's not really it. Pretty lame. Like, why did I just vault onto this tree? I have no fucking clue, man. As you can see, something as menial as stepping into the back of a truck was one of the fucking hardest things I ever had to do while I was playing this game. I know everyone loves sliding into the action, but I don't think they intended you to do it this way. What? That's right, while I was just messing around like any good gamer boy does, I found out that if you slide and pull all the way down on the mouse, you get this weird slide animation that snaps your cursor all the way up when you're done sliding. You may think we're done here, but no. Have you ever climbed a ladder before? And does it look like this when you do? Shut the fuck up. Watch as the camera clips through your arm while you climb a ladder. Good stuff. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on, mate? Oh, you go faster if you just look in front of you. But if you turn your head, you go slow as fuck. I don't know about you, but when I'm climbing a ladder and look off to the side, my acceleration doesn't immediately drop to half speed when I do so. Also, that's not how I get onto ladders. Honestly, the gunplay wasn't that bad. The only thing that felt really off was my aim, and that's because I just learned I had aim assist on mouse and keyboard for the entirety of my playthrough, which I didn't even know was a thing. In combat, you'll only really come across two types of enemies, humans and vampires. Humans will shoot at you, throw grenades, and chase you. Sometimes. Vampires will chase you and attack you. Also sometimes. But the only way to fully kill a vampire is to stake it through the heart, or else it'll regen back to full health. But there were a few issues I noticed while I was playing. It didn't matter the rarity or level of my loot. My handguns all felt the same. My shotguns all felt the same. I literally used the first shotgun you get in the fire station as a gift for a majority, if not my whole campaign. And that has to say something about how pointless the gun rarity and level of guns are. The guns sounded like ass, and you get one of the most overpowered guns for vampires available to you extremely early on in the game. Wait, what? Oh, wait, hold on, guys. Take this! Wait! What? Oh, no, dude. They give you a UV gun that basically trivializes any encounter with a vampire. Like, what? You guys are getting bored using overpowered weapons to kill vampires and whatnot. Well, let's try another approach. Why not some stealth? Be stealthy, okay? Eat shit and die. Hey, come here. Guys, we're stealthy as fuck. Whoa! Ah! Ugh! The fact that there's no effort shown to make a stealth kill animation takes some serious balls. All you get to see is the same melee animation over and over again, and then they instantly die. Is playing this way effective? Sure, it can be. Is it gratifying? Absolutely not. So killing people with guns is pretty alright, and stealth killing people is pretty lame. Killing them with our really cool abilities ought to be fun, though. You know, maybe people have got to be around, because that was very underwhelming.
1 hour later.
Take that. Yo, dog. Wait, what? I thought that thing was supposed to stun him. Wait, did that not stun him? I'm not gonna lie, the abilities were pretty useless to me when the guns and other weapons did the job just fine, if not better. I did use Dev's ultimate at times, which creates a giant UV beam that petrifies vampires that come inside of it, but even still, it was very rare that I did. You also get passives like faster health regen, chances to find more ammo and carry more ammo. Also, they just had some that were strictly for multiplayer, which seemed like a waste of abilities, especially if you were playing solo like me. With the combination of all these super interesting combat mechanics, coupled with the AI, which we'll get to soon, led to a very underwhelming combat experience that just left you craving for a bit more. You know what? Fuck that. Not a bit more, a lot more. Ah, yes. What to do, what to do. I'm sure there's tons of sights to see and things to do in this beautiful town. Maybe we can cruise around on this ATV.
Nope.
And if that's not fast enough, maybe we can hotwire one of these thousands of cars and take it for a spin.
Nope.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Maybe we can find a boat in the waterways, and then we could
Nope.
What the fuck am I supposed to do then? After you complete the first mission of the game, you set up your base of operations in the fire station. From there, you can pick main quests to further progress the story, and are given branches that imply different outcomes depending on which one you choose. Spoiler alert, it doesn't matter and you have to do all of them. Some of the missions are illogical and very convoluted. For example, one of the missions, you're told to explore the cinema, and there we might find answers about what happened to Redfall and the Hollow Man. So you explore the cinema, find the projector, see that it's broken, find replacement bulbs in the basement, but there's one thing missing. Say it with me, guys. The film. Where is said film? It's in the basement of the shady medical facility, but they don't tell you that until you explore all of the movie theater, and now you have to travel to the medical facility and find the film, then come back to the movie theater and watch the film. What the why? And it's not like these places are close to each other either, which is why I think that they should have implemented some sort of vehicle. But no! You can either walk through a vastly barren town with minutes in between any sort of encounter, or just fast travel everywhere like I did. I mean, you're not missing out on much by doing so. But if you are the exploring type, we have so many safe houses for you to find throughout the map, each complete with their own new fast travel point, and 2 pointless missions. One of the missions is normally a fetch quest of the sort, and the other is a mini-boss. Let me tell you what, these mini-bosses sure do put up a fight. Guys, I'm pretty sure it took my brain longer to process the fact the boss fight was over than it took to actually kill the boss. As if these brain-numbing chores weren't enough for you, there are some other side quests to do for a couple of the characters. They don't really add much to the narrative and are basically there to make the game longer. The side quest I did for Ava was probably the dumbest by far. She asked you to go back to her apartment to grab some good old whiskey. So you go to her apartment, come back, and you try to talk to her. When you try to talk to her, she doesn't say anything. Ava, where are you, you dumb bitch?
Hey.
Here, take this.
Thanks again. We'd be lost without you. Hi. What's up?
It told me to talk to you, dog. You know why? Because you don't give her the whiskey. You put the whiskey on the counter. Okay? Don't talk to Ava after you do her quest. Once you put the whiskey on the counter, then you can talk to Ava again. Then you talk to Ava once you do that. Oh, and it just so happens she forgot to let you know she needed her cigars that were left at the very same apartment. Damn, what a shame. I guess you have to go back to the place you just left. And then there's Vampire Nest. Just another thing to extend the playtime of this trash-ass video game. The nest is just a procedurally generated area with a few vampires and a heart. Once you destroy the heart, the nest is destroyed. And I guess it's supposed to help spawn fewer enemies than there already are. I just did the one, and that was enough for me.
Arcane is known for AI that is sight and hearing based.
Hi, how are you?
Having an AI that's like that just generates gameplay.
What are you doing, bud? What do you mean this is the worst game ever?
Hey, over here!
What do you mean it's the worst game ever? Ah! Oh, dude, I got no medical supplies.
Give up!
We don't even gotta do anything.
No matter what the rest of the structure of the game is, that gives you a lot of dynamic gameplay right there.
Pretty lame. Like, why did I just vault onto this tree? I have no fucking clue, man. I don't even know what's happening. How did I get up here? The world will never know. Like, the AI is probably never gonna hit me. So there's that, you know? The AI in this game is pretty abysmal, to say the least. I easily have 10 plus minutes of their terrible AI attempting to just generate gameplay, as they say, by not noticing you when you're walking by, not knowing how to get to you if there's a barrier between you and them. Some enemies just don't activate at all. The walking animation, or should I say, the lack of a walking animation. So please, if you can find it within your heart to forgive me for not showing all of the horrendous encounters I had, it would be greatly appreciated. It's actually hard to tell if they had any QA testers play this game because the amount of weird bugs and glitches that I ran into early on was pretty insane. Some of these range from minor bugs like graphical, UI, audio, animation, and we'll even sprinkle in a few more AI errors. So let's have some fun with these little bugs. Take, for example, the staking animation. I cannot count how many times I clipped through a wall, a window, a urinal, the earth itself. Sometimes my staking power is so great that I don't even have to stake the vampire through the heart. Side note, this is the only animation for staking, and it gets pretty lame after a while. Then I had a couple instances where I would go to pick something up, but I had to be on a specific spot to pick the item up, which was pretty irritating. Watch me get confused by this UI glitch. No, we're not reloading? What? Didn't it just say I had like 2 ammo? What the fuck is happening? The amount of AI that I came across that you could not kill was actually infuriating. Well, I guess we can try and kill this guy.
I will make them weep their bloody teeth.
Something weird happened during this cutscene that I only caught after rewatching my playthrough. Let's see if you can catch it. These motherfuckers are so oblivious that they left a portion of an earlier part of the cutscene visible during the transition. And whoever was in charge of the audio department, I don't know how they let this slip by either.
Running from actual bloody vampires. Elongated maxillary incisors.
Whoa!
Hemophilia.
Dude, I don't
Shall I
know.
lose the sin in the house today? The sense I need. Yes. I'll call them sin eaters.
But you said after the butterfly,
Like I said, these are just some minor issues, but damn, when you hear 4 people talking over each other, it just creates a giant cacophony of sound, along with the other word vomit dialogue boxes that pop up for everyone talking if you like to use subtitles. It just really makes it a bad experience. But there were also a couple pretty funny things that happened. Now it's time for America's favorite game show. What's in the electrical vampire incubator force field thing? Is it A, a vampire, because the game has taught us that? B, a vampire boss? Or C, a human? But why the fuck would they be in there? Well, let's find out if you're right.
What? What the fuck?
I see ya!
What's going on?
Dude, wait! Am I clipping into a rock? Yo, you think you can see me?
All good? Hello?
Maybe? What are you trying to save?
Got you a surprise!
Oh shit, I am gonna die. Oh shit, they can't see me. But the not so funny stuff sucked real bad. During this mission, I was supposed to keep the blood bags, which are just vampires that feed other vampires, from nourishing the chrysalis and feeding the vampire that was inside. I did that, but just as the counter reached 0, I died. I'd assume I beat the mission, but when I went back, the chrysalis hatched the vampire. So I searched and searched, above ground, below ground, and nothing. So I decided to fast travel back to the safe house, walk all the way back to the mission for the 3rd time, and then poof, magically, it appeared. What about like moving around? That shit's pretty fun too, right? Especially when you're playing a video game. Yo, this is not how... So it... Thankfully, I was able to get out of the tree, but in the streets, I either had to die or restart the game. At this point, all the bugs were starting to get to me, and the next thing that happened just kind of sent me over the edge. Wait! Guys! My steak! What? Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. If you couldn't tell by the sheer panic in my voice, I noticed 2 very important things at that point. 1, the melee button I remapped that had been working just fine just stopped working. And 2, the world does not pause when you enter the menu. Shortly after this, I realized it's probably best to hang up my vampire hunting gear. And so I did. The lack of imagination, substance, and identity really hurt this game. It's extremely bad, and I can wholeheartedly say that you should not buy this game. Developers as of late seem to be behind this modern gaming trope, releasing shit games and being like, it's cool guys, we'll fix it later, don't worry about it, eventually it'll be playable maybe. So can we have that $70 now? No, fuck that. Try a game out on Steam for yourself. If you play it less than 2 hours and don't like it, you can just refund it. Or wait for reviews to come out from people that you trust. Don't you think you're being too hard? What about the 70% of people who left Arcane after Prey was released? I don't care. If you're down that bad, just be transparent. Stop production of the game. Let people know rather than just releasing this shit-ass game and then losing the trust of your fan base. It just sucks to see something bad happen to a pretty good studio. Well, guys, that's it. We've reached the end. I really do appreciate everyone who was able to stick it out this long, and I hope you enjoyed. I know you don't owe me your time, but I sure am glad you decided to spend it here with me. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments below if there's any other games you want to see me review, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.